I've spent so much time recently washing, trying out products, and taking care of the other half's car that I decided it was my car's turn to have a bit of pampering. Now I've got so many products I need to try, I thought I would just wash and dress the car, protect it, and just use a random selection of products that I've got, just so you guys can see what they look like and I can get some of them used. So today I've got a selection of products. I'm going to be starting out with a couple of products, well, starting with one product from 26JPN, that's their snow foam. Then I'm going to move on to a wash and wax from G3 Pro. Then I'm going to move on to protection in the form of 26JPN's Hydro Coat. Then I'm also going to be testing a product from Valeting Products. I've got two of their products. One is their Spray and Shine. This is technically a waterless wash, but also works as a detailing spray. And also their Super Slick Trim and Tire Dressing. So I'm going to go and take these out to the car just now, and we'll get on with it. So as with any wash process, I always rinse off the car with a good pre-rinse at pressure, just to make sure that any loose dirt and debris have been sprayed off, rinsed off, knocked off, and it's going to help with the wash process and make it that little bit safer. Keep in mind, I'm not doing the wheels in this video, I'm saving them for another video, but the rest of the car will be washed today. Now going real time here, so you can see the snow foam. This is the 26JPN snow foam, and as you can see, it's a lovely thick foam. If thick is what you like, then that's definitely what you get from this. Smells good too. Interesting, because it was runny in the bottle, but not runny on the car, that's for sure. And you know it's a good thick snow foam when you can't tell what color the car is underneath it. And here's a close-up of the foam dwelling on the wing, and as you see here, this is what it looks like when you spray it on. If that's your kind of thing, it's lovely. Now I'm using the 26JPN Ultra Soft Detailing brushes. They come in this 2-pack, a long and a short, and I'm using these for getting into areas which would be potential dirt traps. So window seals and trims, wing mirrors, panel gaps, door handles, badges, you name it. Be proud of that Rio badge. This car does me well. You can see here the foam is dwelling for a long time, allowing me to get around it properly, get into all those nooks and crannies. The rinse off was straightforward. It did hang around on the driveway for a while, but not as long as some, so it wasn't too bad. It also left relatively little dirt behind after the rinse off. Remember, you're rinsing at pressure, so you're pushing off the dirt which has been softened and soaked by the snow foam. Now onto the shampoo. This is the G3 Pro Wash and Wax, and you can see the suds are being carried with the mitt there. This really is a good sudsy shampoo. And for those of you who are interested, that is a Simonize branded noodle mitt that I picked up from Tesco for £4. Now because it was warm and sunny and windy, I decided to rinse off each side of the car as I'd washed it, just to make sure that the suds didn't dry out on the panel and cause any further issues. Now, I removed all protection from the bonnet before, and I'm washing it now just with the wash and wax. I wanted to see just how much protection there may be, how much wax has been applied from the shampoo. I'll be perfectly honest, not much, but that's not the purpose of these. Many people do seem to think that a wash and wax means you will be applying protection. And that's not necessarily the case. It's more for a maintenance product for panels which have already been waxed. But you can see that it dries off very quickly and leaves very little water behind. It's more of a self-drying shampoo. So with it re-wetted, I've decided to move on to the 26JPN Hydro Coat. I've switched the sprayer to a jet because it was quite windy at this particular point. Leave it on the panel for around 10 seconds. Then grab your pressure washer and simply rinse it off again. Big beads, little beads, cardboard box. Now on the other side, I decided to use the drying towel here. This one is a G3 Pro towel actually. I've dried that off, and now we're using the Valeting Products detailing spray slash waterless wash. You can see it's quite a thick product in the bottle, and it's thick on the panel too. This is more of a cleansing product, but as you can see, it was easy enough to wipe on, wipe over, and then buff off again, and it did leave a slick finish. What you also see here is excellent water repelling abilities too. It's not as strong as the Hydro Coat on the left side, but it certainly is there. So there is the possibility of cleansing, shining, and leaving some protection behind. It is more of a sheeter than a beader that you can see there, but still, it looks good. Now for the tires, we're using the Super Slick. This is the silicone-based rubber and tire dressing. And you can see it's very easy to apply. I didn't have to reapply any to the applicator. And being a silicone product, it spreads easily, it darkens the rubber, so you can see it has that nice glossier look. If you like a shiny tire, this is for you. And I like this kind of dressing. This is my kind of dressing for sure. And of course, because it's silicone based, it also repels water fantastically. And this isn't just for your tires. I used this on the scuttle panel at the front of the car. This is a 10-year-old car at least, and you can see the difference there between dressed and not dressed. It certainly darkens it, brings it back to a dark factory finish. You can see the difference there. It applies very quickly and easily, and a little does go a long way with this product. The same with your rubber trim on your windows. You can see faded and grey looking old rubber versus nice shiny dark rubber. It certainly helps to de-age the car a little. Now if you don't like your trim shiny and glossy, then like I say, this might not be for you, but this is definitely my kind of product. I like it looking like this. You can see I also over applied some of the dressing had gone on to the paintwork. That's not a problem because it comes off perfectly easily, as you see in this shot. No hard rubbing or wiping, just a quick buff over with a clean cloth and off it comes. Okay, that's the car finished. It's looking lovely. So let's very quickly talk about the products. I want to speed through this a bit. I don't want to have you guys hanging around. Start with the snow foam. Very nice, thick snow foam. It's runny in the bottle, leaves a very thick, clingy snow foam. Smells lovely, works really well. Very, very useful. Great when you want to help get into the nooks and crannies, because obviously you have these brushes available from 26JPN as well. They're very nice looking with the branding. Short one and a long one, they come in a 2-pack. Very nice, work lovely, very, very soft. Very soft. I didn't use the small one, I used the big one for the car. The small one could be useful for keeping in your glove box and, you know, when you're sitting at traffic lights, just dust over your dashboard. But really nice and lovely and soft, very luxurious feeling. Useful stuff. Then, on to washing the car, I used G3 Pro's Professional Wash and Wax. This is a very nice shampoo. I've used it before, just not on the channel. And it's very foamy, it's very sudsy. It carries the suds in the wash. So it's not one of these that just has the suds on the top of the bucket. It really does carry suds. It has some nice slickness to it, probably from the wax there. It didn't provide loads of protection. It's generally for washing and looking after a car which has already got some protection on it, like wax. Specifically, and I will be testing this later, is G3 Pro's Super Gloss Paste Wax. So if you've already got something like that on your car, then this will help to maintain it with a little bit of protection added in there. So that's very nice. It cleaned the car very nicely. It was slick, easy to use, good dilution ratios, 2 capfuls to 15 litres of water. Like that stuff, it's good. Then after that, back to 26JPN for their Hydro Coat. This is basically a wet coat product. Spray onto a wet car, leave it for 10 seconds, rinse it off, you're going to get protection. They state 3 months of protection. I don't doubt it, I've used this before. I got decent protection from it. Very, very easy to use, really good trigger sprayer applied with it as well. It's exactly what you would expect from a wet coat, but this is one of the better ones. There are some which don't work quite so well or take a little bit more use. This one I really like. It's a good wet coat product. If you like those kind of things, that's good stuff. After that, valeting products with their Spray and Shine. This is a waterless wash, which can also be used as a detailing spray. Detailing sprays do tend to have some cleansing ability, so this is more, it seems, of a cleaner than a detailing spray, but still works very well. You can see it's quite thick. You can see it kind of clinging to the sides of the bottle. I mean, the product's down here, but it's it's clinging up here. It did have some cleaning ability. Now, I don't have a lot of faith in the idea of waterless wash products. I don't like the idea of wiping a cloth across dirt. If it was light dust, maybe, and maybe summertime, I will put that to the test. One thing I did note was that using it on the panels, it was very slick, it was very smooth, it was very easy to use, it left a very slick finish behind. There was some protection left there, you could see that from the side-by-side on the bonnet. So there was some good protection left behind as well. It's more of a sheeter than a beader, but that's fine because there will be less water left behind on the panel. One thing I did do with it as well to test the cleansing ability was I noticed some of the panels had some water spots appearing, and that's because it's warm, it's sunny, and it's windy. It's great for hanging out your smalls. It's a nightmare for your car because your panels will dry out very fast and water spots will appear very quickly if you're not on top of it. So I used this on some of those panels and I was able to clean off some of the water spots. So that was very good, I like that. Then over to valeting products. Super Slick. This is their trim and tire dressing, or is it tire and trim dressing? I'm not entirely sure. It's silicone based. It's rubber and tire, that's what it says. Silicone based. I've used it before. You can see I've used a fair bit. I like this stuff because it goes on very easily onto the tires. Once I applied it on the applicator, that was it. I didn't have to go and reload it again. I could just wipe it around the tire, make sure it was into all of the little grooves and the lettering and everything. And it was great. It just went on. It left a lovely, shiny, glossy finish. And it's silicone based, which means it's going to be very water repellent. You could see that the water didn't want to stick to the tires at all. It was also very good used on the faded grey trim, which should have been black. It returned it to black. It left it nice and dark and shiny. It also will leave that protected. It will leave it water repellent. It also says it will be UV repellent as well, which could help. Really, really nice product for all of your plastics and your rubber. I really, really like that stuff. So, there you go. That is my little bumper selection of products for this video today. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button. If you are new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And while you're there, make sure you ring the notification bell so you don't miss my next video upload. In the meantime, I've been Specky. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.